Okay, it's November 11th, Veterans Day, 2017. I'm standing outside Coastside number 2, where we're going to talk to the owner-operator Mark about crabbing, because I am going to buy a crab snare, because I'm going to try a little bit of that today too, since crab season has started. This is where they do the line spooling, so if you need new line for your fishing reel, this is the place to come. Sabiki lines for perch and surf smelt. And the bait freezer. Okay, this is Mark of Coastside. He's the owner operator here. He's the one everybody says all those nice things about on Yelp. Oh. I can't remember his name. His name is Mark. And he's gonna show us about crabbing today, because we're gonna pick up a crab snare.
Hey you guys, currently it's crab season. The most successful thing on the Pacifica Pier and on the beaches in Pacifica is a crab snare. Now a crab snare can either be pre-weighted or it could be empty with no weights. My suggestion would be have a pre-weighted snare. The way a crab snare works is you attach this to a fishing pole. Now this can't be attached to a fly rod or a lightweight rod. It must need a strong, heavy-duty surf kind of rod. 10-foot minimum, I would suggest, but I've seen people throw with smaller. But I've seen poles snap because of that too. Anyway, the whole purpose of the snare is after you've attached it to your main line, you want to fill it with some bait, this little reservoir here. Squid is number 1, but you could put little pieces of sardine and mackerel or anchovies in there. Now you throw this out into the water. It sits for a few minutes. Leave it for 7 to 10 minutes. Then you want to lift up on the tip of your rod. If you feel some resistance, that may indicate there's a crab straddling this thing trying to get to the bait. The whole purpose of these loops, and by law a maximum of 6 loops is allowed per snare, as long as their appendage is standing within the loop and you feel that resistance, you want to yank up with some force. And if his leg is standing within the loop, you snatch him up and pull him right out of the water. So you can't even get out of that.
Right.
But you have to pull it fast. You can't just sort of reel it in. You got to snare him really fast, and it'll snap down on his leg and pull him right out of the water. It's all business after you've snared him, because he's buoyant and these loops will relax. So if you go slow or stop or say, hey, look, there it is, these loops will open up and they'll fall out. So you got to get them and transfer them out of the water as soon as possible. After they're out of the water, their own weight will keep the snare closed on his leg. And then bring him up on the pier, measure him out. Needs to be a minimum of 5 3/4 across the back, not counting the spines on the back of a Dungeness crab.
That's good to know. And 5 3/4.
And you can keep 10 per person per day as a sport crabber.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Mark. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, so there it is. We got our crab snare from Mark and the boys there, and we are headed out to the beach. Here is the local Stooky's Seafood, run by a local fisherman. I see him pull up in his fishing truck and bring his catch into the store every so often. Sharp Park Golf Course. Here's the little turnout for Rockaway Beach. We can fish there sometime. Not today though. And here we are coming over the hill to Lindemar Beach. It's a very popular surf beach. Some people do fishing there, but there's so many surfers in the water that I try to fish elsewhere. If you are going to fish, you might want to try out on the rocks so you're away from the surfers. Lindemar Beach parking. A little construction going on right there, and the Taco Bell with the best view in the entire world of Taco Bells, because it's right on the beach. We'll go in there for breakfast sometime. And now we're in this little stretch that crosses over the hills and heads towards the Tom Lantos Tunnel. That is the tunnel that connects Pacifica to everything south of Pacifica, basically. The first place south of Pacifica is Montara Beach. And at the very north end of Montara Beach, there's a little cove beach called Montara Beach Whale Cove. And that's where we're gonna go fishing today. Very beautiful. The sand is very clean at Montara State Beach, according to the Department of Fish and Game. Montara Beach has the cleanest sand in California.